Nathan with you till 10 o'clock this evening. We've got a busy show ahead. John Giles will be in studio at 7:30 reflecting on one of the most remarkable games of Champions League football we have ever seen between Tottenham and Manchester City. We'll be chatting about everything that's happened in the FAI over the past week as well. Brian O'Driscoll in studio from 8 o'clock looking ahead to the Heineken Champions Cup semi-finals. We'll preview the NBA playoffs, which are ongoing at the moment, and football show to come as well with plenty of live analysis of what's happening in the Europa League. Dan McDonnell will join us in studio. Kenny Cunningham joining us as well. Breaking news, he has just answered the phone. Kenny Cunningham, live reaction on the football show from 9 o'clock. 53106 is the text number if you want to get in touch. Kieran Cunningham, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Richie, how are you?
Grand, Nathan. Grand.
We have Ireland's greatest ever footballer and Ireland's greatest ever rugby player on the show tonight. Together, I think maybe for the first time.
Liam Brady and Paul O'Connell.
That's
really good.
John Giles is sitting outside with the radio on.
Here.
And he just saw you. I cannot believe you said that.
And I got a photo of him with my son.
Wow.
So that's even worse.
Wow, that is...
That's how you treat the man.
Yeah.
That's how you treat him. He's storming in. This could get awkward. So how are we keeping?
Studs up. Give me the Billy Bremner treatment. Or
JP genuinely looked behind him and go, oh crap.
Did you ever see John and Kevin Keegan in the Charity Shield? Could get a bit of that.
Yeah, we had actually planned on talking about that over the next couple of weeks, and Billy Bremner's involvement in it all as well.
Okay.
A little bit of scrap, so we might get the proper good insight on the Charity Shield. So last night was all right then.
Yeah, it was a bit of all right. Is there anything better than sport than the knockout stages of the Champions League?
Oof.
Like is it
consistently over the last 3 or 4 years, it's just been insane.
Yeah, like people. Now you can make cases for Cheltenham or the Masters or. Last year's hurling championship was great. You get the odd great game in Gaelic football, like 2017 Dublin Mayo final. I thought was fantastic. But as a series of games, the quality and the excitement and the drama the last couple of years has just been exceptional, and just throwing up great storylines like Ajax. How many years had Ajax gone without winning a knockout game?
Knockout stage. Richie?
It was quite a while,
wasn't it? Something like 12 years.
Yeah. And like they conceivably could go the whole way. Like they will be tricky for anyone now, I think. So
they'll blow up at some stage.
I don't know.
Going to Juventus and winning, like that's
their last two games away from home have been in Juventus' stadium in Turin, I think it's called the Allianz now as well, and the Bernabeu, and at no stage in either one of those games, and I don't mean this in a naive way, have they shown any fear. You'll still see a trait of that. Even looking at Liverpool's performance to a degree last night, the fact that they're a far better side than Porto, they gave up a lot of the ball, they went over there with a lot of reverence to where they were playing, the fact that they were away from home. I accept none of that, their last two away games. They've been just a joy to watch in that respect. Yeah,
Liverpool's form is quite odd because it was pretty obvious in January, February they were riddled with nerves. And now, when you think the nerves would really be kicking in, they look far more calm and composed.
Oh, well, the game against Chelsea on Sunday was probably their best, most controlled performance of the season so far.
And this night,
the atmosphere around Anfield even on Sunday,
the majority
marked on it during commentary, it was just this sort of strange calm of, they'll get it done.
The majority of last night's game as well was just remarkably routine. Like in a quarter-final of a Champions League and putting away Porto 4-1 away from home.
Yeah, and they'd 5 attempts on target and the score was 4 of them. I think Liverpool are favourites now to go all the way. I really do. I think they're just such a strong team all through. And I thought United's pace did cause Barcelona problems, and Liverpool have more pace than anybody. They're really...
it's hard to make any team favourites against Messi.
Yeah, but it is the Messi thing, and outside of that, I'm not so sure about them. In the last few years, they have blown up a bit at the business end of the Champions League. So,
there's no question you can get at them in midfield and you can get them at the back. Like what Liverpool have achieved under Klopp over the last couple of seasons, back-to-back European Cup semi-finals, with their best chance of winning the league in probably since 1990, the points total, the style of football,
a Europa League final,
where they've got to on a consistent level, that they're getting to a European Cup semi-final, and it's expected. And you're looking at them against Barcelona and thinking, well, actually, they're their match. Yeah,
and I do think they'll finish the Premier League season having lost just one game. I have a feeling City will still pip them, but that's astonishing when you look at that for where they came from. And they might win the Champions League, they might not, but they could end up the season with no trophy. Does that mean it's a failure? It doesn't. Like, this is the stuff that people...
Not everything's binary.
No, so people throw it up about Pochettino and say he hasn't won any trophies. as if a League Cup or an FA Cup would be better than what he has done with Spurs. Like Spurs haven't signed a player in 3 transfer windows, have been decimated with injuries to key players all season, have had to deal with all the turmoil of changing stadia over the last 2 seasons. They've beaten Borussia Dortmund in both of the last Champions League seasons. They beat Real Madrid last year. They knocked Manchester City out this time. You know, I think... And they've done it with this, at the moment, the 6th highest wage bill in the Premier League, and they're lying 3rd. And if you do look at this research into it, there's a very strong correlation between wage bill and where you finish. Like, generally, it's much the same. So he's way overachieved. Like, that's why I'm absolutely baffled. United didn't wait this summer and just go. He was the most gettable manager out there, because Klopp, Guardiola...
Well, was he gettable with the move to the new stadium? But he was made some soundings and realised he wasn't going to leave.
But if you looked at the other top managers, Guardiola and Klopp, etc., you're not going to get them. They're all tied down. So he was the only one you thought you might be able to prize away with giving him a huge budget, etc., which he hasn't had. He hasn't had anything to spend. Like, Moore is the only player in 3 windows, which, like, no Premier League club ever had gone a summer without signing a player. So to be where they are now, I don't know if people appreciate that. Even if they don't win a trophy, and they probably won't win the Champions League, what he's done is amazing.
But you can say that throughout the levels of if Cardiff survive under Neil Warnock. That's amazing.
Yeah, but there are different levels. But I think to get into that level where the quality is so high, like when you're competing with Manchester United, City and Liverpool and Real Madrid, I think that is really high quality to get to that level. It's really, really hard to get to that level. And he's done it before. Like, he improved Southampton significantly.
Yeah.
In Spain, he made his an impact. And I think they're fantastic to watch, and Ajax are fantastic to watch, and Liverpool and Barcelona are fantastic to watch. So you have 2 cracking semi-finals.
Well, when there is a recency bias to looking at current football and modern football and thinking, bloody hell, it's good, it's exciting. But there has been this huge shift since the Benitez Mourinho a decade ago to attacking football. Fast-paced, 100 miles an hour. There's not as many controlling midfields anymore. Everything is move it as fast and as quick as you can.
Well,
and the level of skill involved.
And their teams, Kieran hinted at it there, what Pochettino's done with Spurs and what he did at Southampton to a degree. They're teams that work as wholes. There's no such thing really as the superstar player carrying a team towards the semi-finals and final anymore and possibly winning the thing. Cristiano Ronaldo is probably the closest Real Madrid came to that, and God knows his supporting cast is pretty decent. But like Ronaldo, the thing at Juventus hasn't got them to a semi-final in Champions League. Look at PSG and the way they died in their arse against Manchester United. The cult of the celebrity isn't enough to carry a team anymore. You need somebody who's actually going to instill a team ethos there, and that's worked across the 4 sides that are left in the semi-finals.
And one of the things I do like about the Champions League is it's quite hard to buy it. Like, you can make the case that Real Madrid, invested heavily and it's paid off for them over the years, but it took Chelsea a long time and a lot of money and different managers before they won one. City have spent more money than anybody. PSG have spent huge money. They're not able to win it. Like, City have got past the quarterfinals just once. I think, how many times have PSG got past the quarterfinals? Only once, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is. It does throw up. No, it's because it is a knockout competition. There are no guarantees. Like, if it was a 38-game season, City would probably be in the final, or PSG would have a better chance. But I like that about it. But it throws up stuff about Guardiola as well. And it's going to be thrown against Guardiola that he's never won one without Messi, Xavi, and Iniesta. And like, he blew
they were beaten last night on away goal.
Hold on.
He made mention of it, albeit somewhat jokingly, in his press conference before last night's game. He mentioned it on whatever it was, Tuesday night. He was like, "Oh well, I'm a failure because I haven't done X,
Y, and Z." But he's not a failure, but it's important.
But he's not a failure. But the fact that he hasn't gone that far without, as Kieran mentions, a Messi, Xavi, and Iniesta, that's got to eat at him a little bit.
Yeah, and like the first leg, he did blow it. Like, not starting De Bruyne and then putting him on in the 89th minute.
Well, clearly,
it was arrogant.
Considering this time last week, we assumed he didn't start De Bruyne because De Bruyne mustn't have been fully fit. De Bruyne has played 2 games since then in the space of 4 days and has been man of the match in both of them. He was unbelievable last night. You can say
last night there were marginal decisions, but there were correct decisions. They were done with the benefit of VAR, but the Tottenham goal was legit and there was an offside at the end. So decisions are like a correct decision, no matter if it's only millimetres. It's still a correct decision. Liverpool nearly beat City only for 11.77 millimetres of a goal, or drew with them. But it's irrelevant. Like, the right decision was made. It wasn't a goal. So
speaking of Liverpool, we have a special treat in studio for any Liverpool fans. This is the new Liverpool. Which way am I going? This way. This way. This way. This is the brand new Liverpool jersey. Apparently, I've been
John
told.
Giles is going to model it.
On 25, I've been told at least 25 times by Sue in the office that this is the only Liverpool jersey in the country. It's the brand new jersey. It's just been unveiled this afternoon, and next week on OTB AM, they're going to be giving away that jersey on Tuesday morning. So it's the only way to get your hands on this jersey.
Wow.
We're not allowed to take it out of the office. We're not allowed to damage it.
Surprised you're not wearing gloves holding it.
Do you like it? It's got a little Bob Paisley signature up here in the neck.
Yeah, they never mention the
96 on the back.
Yeah, I always
Going back to the stripes.
I always prefer simple. Simple's always best, and
I think it's a lovely
Well,
colour.
I like the pinstripe because it does. It's a
84.
little echo to when Michael Robinson and those dudes were around too.
Richie, go on. Jersey nerd. What's your favourite
My favourite.
former jersey?
The Bose Bob Marley one.
Do you have one? Does anyone have one?
God, I'd love to.
There must be some somewhere.
Worth a few quid.
Knock off somewhere, I'm sure. Is there?
No, there's not. No, West Germany, 88 to 90. They won the World Cup in. It's perfect. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it, and the word in the Olympics, as you can see there as well. But it's magnificent. They kind of obviously echoed it in their World Cup jersey just passed.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Kieran?
This will sound a bit hipsterish, so I don't want to. I don't know.
Is it a Duck of Prague away kit?
No, God, not quite that bad. But as a kid, I was obsessed with Johnny Rep.
Right.
Who was a great Dutch player. So for the Ajax jersey he had at the time, Saint Etienne, the green jersey, played for Saint Etienne, and the Dutch jersey, 78. Because he was my hero as a kid for some reason. So that's giving away my age, hasn't it?
Saint Etienne jacket, doesn't he?
He does, yeah.
Does he, yeah?
Green to Saint Etienne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I'd go for Borussia Dortmund 97.
The highlighter one.
Yeah.
Stood out.
Yeah, that's a good man, that is.
Mate of my dad's came back from Germany with one of these for me when I was about
The United
15.
Grey one I've good memories of.
That's a beautiful jersey.
That's, yeah.
They've sort of gone away slightly from the massively luminous jersey.
That's the thing.
That you could literally see in the dark.
The Liverpool had an away jersey or a third jersey a couple of years ago that was more or less the same colour as that Dortmund one. They called it toxic green, I think, at the time.
But I would say they make a lot of money out of those jerseys because my kids always go for whatever the Liverpool third choice is, which is
jersey.
the purple one they wear this season.
Oh, yeah. The jersey John would have worn when he was manager then in the late 70s, Ireland jersey with...
the three.
It was more like the rugby with the shamrock and the three stripes. That was a bit lovely.
Somebody once came into the HMV I worked in Blanche with the tracksuit top of that era, and it was a genuine one. And there was me and probably about 2 or 3 other lads working in the shop following this person around with their tongues hanging. They're just going, "We're going to get one." Having those big block letters stitched on the back, rep of Ireland and all this stuff as well. We're just like, give us that.
That old Coventry jersey with the kind of...
The brown. Oh, yeah.
I like that. And I used to have an LA Aztecs jersey because of George Best.
Did you know?
Yeah.
I like the...
I have a Cosmos one at home, a Canalia 9 on the back of it.
The USA 94 away kit.
With the one with the green stripes down the thing. I don't think those 90s... The 90s ones generally haven't
Had
aged
that
well.
Phil Babb on the back.
Did you?
A lot of them are very baggy. Like
They're way
but it was
too
a baggy
baggy.
decade anyway.
It was.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
They're like, you try one of them now, and I've gotten hold of a couple of 90s ones in recent years.
What was the best Ireland jersey?
88.
say-
88
No,
by a
no,
distance.
no,
Euro
no.
2012. I always liked the Euro 2012
Get
jersey.
out.
No, late 70s was better. And 2002 World Cup, I think, is quite good.
Oh no, that's a horror show.
No.
Really?
An
That was quite
absolute-
good.
It's boxy and horrible, and it has navy on it.
Oh, the neck on it. No.
The 88 jersey is just amazing. It's like, it's beautiful. It's a thing of beauty, even with the opal on it.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
What's the worst jersey?
Oof.
How about, do you know what? The worst ever full stop, or worst ever Ireland one?
No, worst full stop.
Oh, it's been
Not away jersey.
We'll leave
First.
the thing.
Has it
By the
on
way,
there? Oh, God.
I'm sure there'll be plenty of people wearing this jersey on the 2nd of May because we're going to be live from the Aviva Stadium for a Liverpool special. It is the night after the first leg of the clash with Barcelona. We want you to join us at the Aviva Stadium. It is in their Havelock area. It's going to be previewing the second leg of the Champions League semi-final, and who knows, maybe still the title run-in. We're going to be joined on the night by Liverpool legend Steve McManaman. We'll be announcing more special guests over the next few days. The only way to enjoy it is to be there on the night. So get your tickets now at offtheball.com/events. That's our Liverpool special with Steve McManaman on May 2nd with thanks to Boyle Sports. There's a lot of hardcore Liverpool supporters out there. Do you think I could flog this for about
You've been told you're not allowed.
300 quid?
You've been
what
told
do you
you're
think
not
we
Get
get?
John Giles and Brian O'Driscoll to sign it, and you'll get a sold for a lot. Can
we sell it?
eBay.
Can we sell it? Nathan fancies a holiday.
I'm just saying. All right. What do you got for us, Richie?
The World Cup will be Rory Best's final act as a professional player. The Ulster and Ireland captain has decided to retire from the game at the end of the tournament in Japan this autumn. Best won 4 Six Nations titles during his time with Ireland and captained them to last year's Grand Slam. He'll turn 37 in August, and Ireland's third most capped player of all time feels he's picking the perfect time to call it quits, but would like to help Ulster win something, namely the Pro 14 first.
Ultimately, it would be a dream come true to win something this season with Ulster, but at the same time, I think you feel a part of something here, you know, and if it happens next year, the year after, you then become a supporter. And look, this has sort of been a club that I've invested a lot of time in as a player, but before that as a supporter. And look, I would just be delighted to see the boys winning something. Like I say, hopefully it's this year and I don't have to curse at them down the TV before I celebrate.
Have you addressed the squad here yet?
No, I haven't. It came out this morning and everyone sort of reads it, and you know, it was tough doing this, and the last thing I want is to sort of to stand up in front of them, and you know, I'm not that emotional a person. I don't want their memory of me to be sort of breaking down a bit. But look, ultimately, it would be unbelievably difficult. A lot of really good guys in there, a lot of guys I've played a lot of rugby with, and yeah, look, I think the difficult thing is that whenever you get a bit emotional, everyone thinks that you're sad, and look, I'm not. I'm really, really happy with everything that I've done in an Ulster shirt, and there comes a time, doesn't it?
Yeah, pretty emotional, Rory Best.
Yeah, throughout today, because he did one in front of the cameras and reporters there, and he did one in-house for Ulster as well, and both of them were pretty emotional experiences.
Yeah. Because the thing is with the Ulster players, the Ulster players that are from Ulster, is that's the equivalent of playing for Ireland for them, because the nationality is quite complicated. So it is as big a deal, virtually as big a deal, I think, if not the same as playing for the country. So to him, he's looking at that. That's possibly his last game for Ulster the weekend, isn't it? If they don't progress. So
well, they're already through, so they're playing Connacht in the playoffs for the Pro 14.
Yeah,
so
that's what I mean.
Saturday, May 4th.
May 4th. I'm looking at. Yeah, but he's looking at that date, and that could be the last one. So.
Just on Liverpool, Paul Joyce from the Times London has been tweeting that Barcelona are charging Liverpool fans €119 for tickets for the first leg at the Nou Camp. Liverpool are now also going to charge Barcelona fans €119 for the game at Anfield, and will use the €31 extra to subsidise tickets.
Well, I might as well plug Mayo. There's one-way tickets to Barcelona from Barcelona Girona from Ireland West and Knock for $14.99 now for that game. They're probably gone by now.
For me to ever discourage anyone from going to Mayo, and you can stop off in Ballyhonus and visit any of the many fine shops. I'm sure Eddie Murphy will sort you out with a nice bit of nice shoes.
You've been warned about plugging him before.
Just mentioning it. I'm just saying, if you're on your way to Knock Airport.
Eddie Murphy, the Hollywood comedian, lives in Mayo.
No, totally different. Far more famous and important Eddie Murphy. The only issue is that I think the flight only gets into Girona at about 4:30.
Oh, really? Okay.
And, Girona is not exactly in Barcelona.
And that's too tight.
So you'd be pushing it ever so slightly. Hi guys, there's a blue 94 Brazilian Bebeto jersey in the Classic Football store in Manchester. Absolute magic, says Robbie Nina.
Yeah. I actually was looking at one there around online.
Norwich in the 80s? Norwich early 90s. Yeah. It was nice.
I love the Wolves in the 70s. You know the old gold Wolves when George Berry with this big afro. Oh, yeah. He does,
just his pants.
Yeah, and why not?
I've seen that as well.
If anybody can get away playing in just his pants, it's probably Robert Plant in the 70s.
The 1954 Hungary jersey, a thing of beauty.
Will that just be a red jumper, essentially? It's probably equivalent to what you're wearing now.
Mine's modelled on the Dutch jersey.
That's not orange. Is that orange?
The lights it's orange. What the hell else would it be?
A kind of a rusty red.
It's orange.
Rust. That's a rust
Burnt
colour.
orange.
Burnt orange.
Burnt orange. Yeah.
Europa League, Richie. Can it live up to the Champions League?
Doubtfully. Arsenal and Chelsea among the sides hoping to progress tonight to the semi-finals. Chelsea holding a 1-0 lead over Slavia Prague ahead of their second leg at Stamford Bridge, while Arsenal manager Unai Emery insists his side won't sit back on their 2-0 lead away to Napoli. He starts tonight with both Alexandre Lacazette and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang up front. No Mesut Ozil in the Arsenal side tonight. Elsewhere, Valencia hold a 3-1 advantage over the league rivals Villarreal going into tonight's game at the Mestalla, and Benfica take a 4-2 lead to Eintracht Frankfurt, courtesy of last week's hat-trick from João Felix, and all 4 of tonight's games kick off at 8 o'clock.
Does that game last night prove that the Premier League is the best in the world, asks Paul in Longwood?
Well, I think it's got the best. I think it's got the best
entertainment value.
Well, I think City, Spurs and Liverpool are 3 of the best teams in the world. Like, it doesn't mean they are the three best,
Yeah.
but the three of the top 6 best in the world, I think.
You might even say 3 of the top 4.
Yeah,
There's only really Barcelona that you'd
Yeah, at
put
the
with them
moment,
right now.
you would put Juventus, them ahead of Juventus and Real at the moment. Bayern,
But that game last night had the goals and had the excitement. But in the Premier League, the games between Liverpool, City and Spurs have been at that level, have been at that pace, that tempo generally. That Liverpool-Manchester City game at the beginning of the year, which City won, was as good quality
Absolutely, but
as
that's
you would
what-
ever see in the Premier League.
That's one of the regrets I have, that it's a real shame the fixture list didn't throw up a City-Liverpool game for April and May. Because if it was building towards that as a climax, it would just be
I was
amazing.
thinking about that at Anfield last Sunday. Has that actually in a way been beneficial to Liverpool? Because you think back to the last title race when they beat Manchester City. And that the drama of the win and the late goal, and it fed into this feeling of it was some sort of destiny, that Liverpool were relentless, unstoppable. And then it all obviously blew up. Whereas this time there is no great crescendo. It's just going to be somehow.
Yeah, well, I think both of them are going to win every game. So ultimately, that game will win the league for
Not
City.
convinced.
No,
Not convinced. I'm certainly not convinced both of them will win every game.
yeah. Where do you see City split? They'll beat Tottenham at the weekend, because Tottenham are so depleted.
I wouldn't be surprised if United took something off them.
Yeah.
I'm also not saying that Liverpool win every game.
Yeah.
Because suddenly now it's flipped and they're the ones under a bit of
Yeah, you have to
pressure.
factor in the 2 Barcelona games. Obviously, that puts more pressure. But I don't know. They're so professional and composed at the moment. I think they will, but I still think they'll be beaten.
Good day for Shane Lowry.
Good day for the Irish generally, yeah. Shane Lowry leading the RBC Heritage. The Offaly golfer banished memories of his poor Masters showing with a 6 under par opening round of 65 in South Carolina today. Graham McDowell shot a 3 under par round of 68, and with 8 holes to play of his opening round, Seamus Power is 2 under par. Those birdies for him coming at the first 2 holes.
Of course, not all memories of the Masters have been banished. There's a full 90 minutes of Golf Weekly
Jesus Christ.
Masters review
Please don't.
up online right now. It's the good stuff. It's all good stuff.
Is it?
Is there anyone good?
All killer, no filler. You know it. No, it's just myself and Joe Malloy.
Oh my, for how long?
Peter
hour and a
Lowry,
half.
Fionn Davenport, the dream team all back together. You know?
like 3
JP brought me back
coronations.
wait and you see that, because we give JP a lot of stick in this show. A lot of stick. That he's
Undeservedly so.
scroungy, he's a bit tight, not generally, the nicest guy in the world. He was over at Augusta last week at the Masters.
Did he get
Was
you anything?
Comes back.
Yeah.
Look at this. Look at this.
Is that an azalea badge?
Little ball marker.
A main corner. Magnolia.
Augusta,
Very good.
Magnolia. As a present. So I thought, me being
Cost you $5. He
a
says it
generous,
cost
so
him $5.
I was very appreciative of this. That
$5.
JP would.
What
think
is
of
it?
himself, it's a ball marker for when your ball's on the green. You put it down. So I obviously was
Gotta mark your
very
balls.
blown away by the generosity of JP, and took it at face value. Joe Malloy also received such a gift, didn't take it at such face value. He pointed out maybe the real reason that JP gave us this.
Yeah.
So now every time we go out playing golf,
God.
we put this down on the green. Someone will look at it and go, "Oh wow, you were at the Masters," and we have to go, "No, actually we weren't. JP was there."
You're so middle class, the lot of you.
I'm just. How's that middle class? Playing golf is not middle class.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Did you just say playing golf is not middle class?
This isn't the 1950s. Just because you grew up in the north side doesn't mean that playing golf is middle class.
Playing golf is possibly the most middle class thing you could do,
Ah, come on.
apart from curtain twitching. And
Curtain twitching.
yeah,
What's curtain twitching?
twitching at your curtains, tutting at the
That a
neighbours.
euphemism? Huh?
Shamrock Rovers' current home jersey and Longford Town's yellow shirt, blue sleeves, joint worst jerseys ever.
Yeah, Rovers' current one is rotten, and not just because it's the Rovers jersey.
Yeah.
Seems a bit harsh, but the usual.
No, it is.
It's supporting Rovers middle class.
No. The Rovers jersey looks as if you're looking at a regular hooped green jersey, but drunk, because because the hoops kind of blend into one another. It's just
The Bulls jersey when Jackie Jamison was around. I like that.
All of their
jersey.
Bulls and
Yeah,
Bulls
those
jerseys
old
back in
Bulls
the day.
jerseys, yeah.
Current Boston's nice.
We got to go. We got to go,
We're
unfortunately.
not talking about Bulls more. There's a proper word.
Maybe on the football show. You can pop in during the football show if you want to go on a script up and out 5-minute eulogy to board.
Absolutely will.
All right.
I'll have to trim it down.
We'll talk about Alex McLeish's sacking as well.
Oh, yeah.
Another dour Scotsman gets the bullet. Kieran
Jesus.
Thank you.
Okay.
This has been the news round of
We'll talk
generalisations.
to you later.
Was he working class? Was he curtain twitcher? Is that what he was sacked?
So, over the next few weeks, we're giving you the chance to go to Rugby World Cup 2019 in Japan. It is an all-expenses trip to see Ireland-Scotland in Yokohama City on September 22nd. We gave away the first green ticket at our roadshow on the Olympia last month. We now have just 90 left to give away between now and May 9th, when all 100 green ticket holders will join us at a special event in Dublin, and one lucky winner will punch their ticket to Japan. Here's how you win. We have 3 questions for you tonight, and you can only enter once you have all 3 of the answers. All of our questions are related to the career of Brian O'Driscoll. Here is question 1. Brian is the second most capped international player behind which player? Write your answer down, and we'll have the next question just before we talk to the man himself after 8 o'clock. Remember, don't text in until you have all 3 answers. Entrance must be over 18, and remember to drink responsibly. Visit drinkaware.ie. It's all with thanks to Heineken, worldwide partner to Rugby World Cup 2019 in Japan. Brian O'Driscoll with us after 8 o'clock. John Giles is up next.
Off the ball on Newstalk. Tech Talk with Jess Kelly.
Coming up this week, I go inside Forensic Science Ireland to see how they're using modern technology and science